Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Totally Dacob. Today, we're going to be reviewing Chucky Season 1, the TV series, Episode 6, Cape Queer, instead of Cape Fear. Nice little reference there. Usually, for the reviews of every episode, I have with me the Good Guys doll, but today, let me tell you, Episode 6 was so brutal that I think Seed of Chucky, the mean, scourged, torn Chucky, really deserves to kind of pop up for this review because Chucky, you have been terrible in this last episode. You have been a monster, and you laughed at every person you killed. You're terrible, and we love you. So this is what had happened. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Episode 6 of season 1, Cape Queer, will be spoiled now. So subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thumb up this video and let's get straight to it, you guys. All right, so listen. Cape Queer. First of all, we finally get to see Andy and Kyle. Andy and Kyle, Andy, who was there from the first movie in the 80s, and Kyle, who came into the Chucky universe from Child's Play 2. They've joined forces and are traveling across the United States of America, trying to find all the Chucky dolls, inside of which Charles Lee Ray has split up his soul and has inhabited several dolls, plus a human being Nika. So we have the episode kind of beginning with Andy and Kyle finding Charlie, another one of Chucky dolls, and they shoot him while a little girl is holding him in her hands. Andy shoots the Chucky doll while a little girl she's hugging him, and he shoots him. He could have shot her. I mean, it is shocking. And then Chucky's kind of dying on the floor, bleeding. The doll is bleeding, real blood. And as that is happening, we have this shot camera from bottom upwards. Andy and Kyle with their guns, very Pulp Fiction. And as we've seen throughout this entire series, Don Mancini is referencing a lot of cinema that he loves and is placing all of the homages and references to cinematographic events that he loves in a very elegant and intelligent way throughout this TV show, which is a wonderful TV show, by the way. I highly recommend it to everybody. So they kill Charlie, which is another fragment of Charles Lee Ray's soul, now gone. And they say, well, there's only one more Chucky left and one more human left with a part of Chucky's soul in them. And that human would be Nika, which we saw already in Cult of Chucky, and before that in Curse of Chucky. So, but we also noticed already in episode 5 that Charles Lee Ray cannot really hold his grasp over Nika because he kind of comes and goes inside of her body. So he possesses her and then leaves her body and then possesses her again. And it's kind of a funny way we see that happening because when he possesses her, she can walk, but she's paraplegic. So when he leaves her body, she can't walk anymore. Now, when Charles Lee Ray is in her body, Nika has been reunited with Tiffany. But Tiffany has possessed the body of Jennifer Tilly. Jennifer Tilly being a wonderful actress who, in Seed of Chucky, this is a bit complicated to follow, isn't it? But that's the wonder of the world of Chucky and Child's Play. So Tiffany inhabited the body of Jennifer Tilly because Jennifer Tilly was herself in Seed of Chucky. And now we have again Jennifer Tilly inhabited by Tiffany in Chucky the series. So Tiffany realizes that Charles Lee Ray is leaving Nika's body from time to time. Now, Tiffany and Nika, who's inhabited by Charles Lee Ray, are in a relationship, a little sort of lesbian relationship with a woman inhabited by a dude. Complex. But she realizes that Charles left the body of Nika. She pokes Nika in the thigh. Nika doesn't notice it because she can't walk. If Nika were possessed by Chucky, then she would feel her legs. So because she didn't react, she was stabbed in her thigh for over 10 minutes while Jennifer Tilly slash Tiffany was waiting and testing Nika. So cruel. Anyway, she finally calls her out and says, "You're faking it, Nika. This is you. You're not Charles. You're not Chucky. You're Nika." And she says, "But you know what? I'm not going to kill you because I like you more than Chucky. I want to be with you, not with Chucky." So she kind of hits her on the head. Nika faints, and we find out that Tiffany bought Chucky's or Charles's original birth home where he killed his own mother when he was like 7 years old or 6 years old. So that the slasher house, she purchased it and she brought in Nika. So the story ends there with them two. So we're waiting for a huge whatever's going to happen in episode 7. Super looking forward to that. But we leave them there for now. We don't get to see much of the kids this episode because this episode is kind of focusing on really setting up the whole tone and mood for, you know, the main characters that are coming back from the main movies, which is Jennifer Tilly as Tiffany, and then we got Andy and Kyle. In fact, Andy and Kyle at one point call Jake. Jake tries to contact Andy. Andy calls him back, and then, you know, Jake kind of tells him, "Hey, we got, you know, Chucky." Jake says, "Oh, Chucky's going to start killing everybody and everything. Be very careful. We're coming. Where are you? We're coming." So Hackensack is the place where Charles Lee Ray was born and raised. Kind of bizarre that Andy called Jake in episode 1, or was it in episode 1 when Jake put Chucky up for sale on some secondhand platform. Andy already called him and said to Jake, "Look if the doll doesn't have batteries inside and let me know." And if he's talking without batteries inside, it means that he's possessed. So Andy knew that Jake had Chucky. So why didn't he go there immediately? Why did it take 6 episodes for Andy to even kind of get in touch again with Jake, only after Jake called him? It's a little bit of a plot hole, perhaps, maybe. But anyway, they do get in touch. Andy warns Jake that Chucky's going to come after whatever is closest to him, and it's going to try to destroy him through killing everybody around him, which is what Chucky does. Because Lexi and Junior are together, but Junior breaks up with Lexi because he feels like Lexi's not giving him the love that he needs. He receives the news from his mother in this episode that his mother has stage 4 cancer. It has metastasized and she is dying. She's a goner. Junior starts crying. He can't really deal with it. In a way, you think he's going to blame Jake for that because since Jake came into his life, everything started going wrong for Junior. This is where things get really grim. Junior's mom goes to her shrink. You know, she talks to her shrink about the issues. You know, she was figuring out how to tell her family that she has stage 4 cancer. And her shrink helped her get to the point where she felt comfortable-ish enough to tell her family that she has stage 4 cancer. And she did tell them that. There was crying involved. It was a tender moment between the whole family. And then she goes to the psychiatrist again with Junior. Junior waits for his mom in the car while she goes upstairs to talk to the shrink. And she finally has her moment where she says to the shrink, "I'm finally relieved. I have spoken to my family. I have told them the truth. I feel like now I can live my life. Whatever short time I have left, I have decided I don't want to do chemotherapy. I don't want to go through that because the short time I have left, I want to spend it with my family, fully aware and conscious and with them. And I don't want to immediately get hooked on machinery and stuff and just disappear all of a sudden." And it's a painful decision, but we kind of, I guess, more or less understand it and respect it. And she leaves the office of the shrink and Chucky. As she's kind of looking through the window of the hallway, waiting for an elevator or whatever, Chucky kind of has pushes a janitor's or cleaning person's kind of cart with all the cleaning devices on, pushes it into her, shoves her into the window. She breaks through the window, and we're like a 20-story building. She flies down and falls on her car, in which her son is sitting inside. So we see the scene of Junior in the car and his mother falls and dies right in front of him on the mirror of the car. I mean, brutal. And all this little bitch is doing is like, I mean, it's hilariously awful. But he pushes her and then he fakes like he's like a little kid, like, uh-oh, you're evil. Like diabolically evil, dude. But you're cute, but you're evil. Um, Now something awkward happened in this episode that triggered thought processes, and that is the teacher. What's her? I always forget her. Miss Fairchild. Now, why would the teacher, Jake's, Lexi's, Junior's, and Devon's teacher, she's called Miss Fairchild. Miss Fairchild is taken in by the police by none other than Devon's mother. And she is accused of, well, they say, you are being taken in to the hospital. We are arresting you for all the murders that have been happening in Hackensack because we know about your past, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, why would they, out of the blue, arrest the teacher of the school? And why would they tell us that she has a troubled, violent adolescent past? And then me, idiot, didn't dawn on me until she got arrested. I'm like, the name is awkward. It's like from a fairy tale. Fairchild? She has red hair. Who else has red hair? Well, I think we got our Glenda. Or Glen, because Miss Fairchild might be both. So I'm like, oh my God, how did I not see that coming? Now, they haven't revealed it yet. I did warn you that this was a spoiler-infested review. But I do believe that Miss Fairchild, the teacher, is actually Glenda. How did I not come to that conclusion earlier? I don't know. I guess because I'm just so naive and enjoying I'm soaking up every minute of the show because it's so beautifully shot. Cinematography is amazing. Casting is amazing. That I don't even want to know these things until I really have to know them because I just want to enjoy the little things about this show, which is just so beautiful. So I'm like, oh my gosh, is this Glenda? I mean, I'm begging for it. I hope it is, but it probably is. So anyway, oh my God, Miss Fairchild is going to be Glen or Glenda or both. But this episode doesn't end here, you guys. So Jake lost his father in the first episodes because Chucky killed him. Junior loses his mother and Jake loses his aunt because Chucky killed her now. We have a tender moment between Devon and his mother being the chief of police. He has his coming out moment. The mother knows that Devon is gay, but he tells his mother that he likes Jake. And they started dating. His mother hugs Devon and says, I'm not going to love you any less just because you're gay. And I love that moment. You know, doesn't every gay kid just wish that their parents would be completely understanding and embracing of them for who they truly are? It's just amazing. So they have a tender moment. They hug, they kiss, and she dies, basically, because this bitch kills Devon's mother. So in one episode, we get two parents killed. One relatively towards the beginning and one at the end. So, yeah, the chief of police who just arrested Miss Fairchild is now dead. So Miss Fairchild cannot be the killer because Miss Fairchild is in prison. She's locked up. So, who could have killed the police officer if the suspect is locked up? So they're going to have to probably free her in the next episode, and we're probably going to find out more about Glenda, Miss Fairchild. Oh my God, this show, I swear to God. Living for it. Chucky, you are a nasty piece of work, and we love you to bits. I am begging the horror gods for season 2. Now, I do believe that this episode was a little bit too fast. I think really this show needed 10 episodes because this episode alone could have been 2 to 3 episodes. They could have dealt more with the pain of the family dealing with learning that the mother has terminal cancer. That needed more time. After the death of the mother, of the first mother, of the cancer mother, we needed more time. And the second kill of Devon's mom should not have happened in this episode. Like, they could have stretched it out to let us feel a little bit more. And also Andy and Kyle, the kind of, for us diehard Chucky fans, we know the whole story, right? But for whoever's tuning in for the first time, like, I understand that Don Mancini wanted to put in some flashbacks to the past movies to let people understand the connections between characters, but it didn't really work in the favor of this episode, like seeing clips from the movies from the 80s to as flashbacks to explain the connections between Kyle and Andy. Instead of doing that, they should have given it more air, more time. I would have loved to see more the evolution of the relationship between Kyle and Andy, not through flashbacks, but through their interaction as two actors. So I would have stretched this one episode into 3 episodes, really. Easy. Could have been easily stretched out into 3 episodes, played more into the psychology. And Junior breaks up with Lexi. Now, that is done like in a second, done over. Everything is too fast. And I have the feeling like they got the budget for 8 episodes, they didn't get the budget for 10, and now they have to speed it up. It started off nicely with a slow pace. The show breathes. And now it's like, now there's no time for breathing anymore. It's speeding up, it's speeding up. And I don't want it to speed up because it's just so beautiful that it can take its time, and it should have taken its time. That's just my opinion. But still, Chucky, you're amazing, dude. And I mean, you're such a dude. Look at you. You're a messy little thing. So I hope you've enjoyed this review of episode 6 of Chucky, the series, Cape Queer. Oh, let's not forget the highlights. Devon and Jake sitting on the staircase together because they set a trap for Chucky. Of course, we knew that trap wasn't going to work, and it's all connected to Cape Fear, the movie. There's a lot of cinematographic references in the show, as I said before, but in this particular episode, they were also talking, we also have snippets of Brain Dead. Oh my gosh, somebody help me in the chats. Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro from the movie. And they also, when Jake and Devon are sitting on the staircase, they're talking about their favorite, the final girl, and of course, Laurie Strode. That's my boy, Don Mancini. He loves his 1978 Halloween from John Carpenter, and Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode is Jake's and Devon's favorite final girl. Every gay kid's favorite final girl is probably going to be Laurie Strode. And of course, the two newly formed couple, super cute to see them two like cuddled up next to each other on the staircase while Lexi is kind of looking for Chucky upstairs in the house. Devon and Jake are cuddled up together on the staircase, sitting down on the stairs, talking about their favorite final girl. And Jake says, hey, do you want to go out on a date after all of this is over? Like, not like hunting Chucky date, but just like going to the movies together. And Devon says, yeah, or Devon asks Jake. Well, at this point, it doesn't matter who asks who. It's just such a beautiful, tender moment between these two kids that are discovering love and attraction for the first time. It's a coming of age story. And of course, we have the references to Don Mancini's own life. Because he also had the maker of Chucky is openly gay. So he is referencing also his own life through Chucky. And it is just so wonderful. Such a wonderful, wonderful show. This show was written for you, Dacob, says Aisha. It definitely was. Brockstar is, by the way, there's live chat going on here. I live stream every Saturday on my main channel. So join us and partake in the conversations every Saturday on my main channel called Super Dacob. I was shocked at the death in the end. Both mothers killed in this episode, says Brockstar. And that was shocking, right? Debbie says, season 10, keep it going. Oh, yeah. We need more seasons. At least 10 seasons. Julie Scott says, Chucky is also trying to frame the kids for the murder of the police chief. He's trying to frame them for what is his agenda? Does he ultimately want to go into the kids? Aisha says, love Jamie Lee Curtis. And also when I'm thinking, he fractured his soul into all of these other dolls, right? But now that all of these dolls are being killed off, are parts of his soul also being killed off? Or when these dolls are killed off, does that part of his soul fly back into the one doll that's still alive? Or is it like with Harry Potter and the what are they called? The parts of Voldemort. He separates himself in different, oh, I forgot. Horcruxes or something like that. It feels a little bit like Harry Potter, with Chucky splitting up in all of these different souls, and different particles. His soul is split up in different particles. It's very much Harry Potter, isn't it? Very much Voldemort. But unlike in Harry Potter, with every Horcrux that gets destroyed, Voldemort gets weaker and weaker. I wonder if with Chucky that's not the case. I wonder if, because, you know why I'm thinking this? Because he comes in and out of Nika. And I'm like, it's not like once he leaves Nika's body, he's done. He doesn't come back again. No, when he leaves her, he has his moments when he comes back into her again. So it's not like once he leaves a Horcrux, he can never come back again or find a new one. So I wonder if he could re-split his soul again. Just thinking. Adrian says, with Dacob's storytelling, now I want to watch the series. It's a great series. Yeah, the Horcrux. Jonna Oates. The Ho-Crux. In Chucky language, it would be the Ho. The Ho-Crux. Just saying. Anyway, you guys, that would be it. Wonderful TV show. I cannot wait for episode 7. And I'm so sad that episode 8 is just 2 weeks away and then it's over. I was really hoping for 10 episodes at least, but alas, it is what it is. Chucks, you got something more to say, or you want to kind of keep faking that you're just a doll and you're not possessed? There's no fooling him. He's always a step ahead of us. He ain't gonna talk. He ain't gonna talk now. I'm gonna get you to talk in front of everybody so I can prove to them that you are alive. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, thumb up this video, subscribe to my channel, and never give up on love. This was totally Dacob. Bye.